U.S. home building rebounded sharply in February as the drag from cold weather eased. While permits remained lower, they still remain at super high levels, suggesting an acute shortage of houses will continue to underpin the residential construction market even as mortgage rates rise in 2022. This year is off to a crazy housing market, and the broad economy is staring into higher interest rates, significant inflation, and a lack of inventory. Now, housing starts jumped 6.8% seasonally adjusted to an annual rate of 1.769 million units last month. The Commerce Department reported this. So the data for January was revised upwards, and the rate of 1.657 million units from the previous report. So economists are polled by Rutgers, and their forecasting starts at the rate of 1.69 million units. Now, what does all this mean? The reason I'm doing this video is so that you can decide your own investing strategy going forward. So give me a thumbs up if you're good with that. Building permits for future home building fell 1.9% to a rate of 1.8 million units, and they increased in January to levels not seen since May of 2006. Now, despite mortgage rates rising, the Federal Reserve tightens monetary policy to fight this higher inflation we're having. Home building is still likely to remain supported by the lack of homes available for sale. The U.S. Central Bank on Wednesday raised its policy rate by 25 basis points, the first hike in 3 years. Now, the rates are still extremely low by comparison to historic levels. The Fed also laid out a very aggressive plan to push borrowing rates to restrict levels by 2023. What's going on? There's a huge backlog of houses that are approved for construction, yet have not been started by builders who are struggling with supply shortages of windows, siding, doors, roofing, lumber. And this is on top of expensive costs for building materials and labor. So I understand it's frustrating. Unfortunately, for some of the public who's been listening to the boy cried wolf, or the winter's coming, if you're watching YouTube, you know who I'm talking about. It's unfortunate for them because they've been kicking themselves for not jumping in when they could. We got inflation, guys. It's going to continue. Inflation is not going away. Inflation is going to continue to make the cost of everyday things that we consume in price to go up. Now, the National Association of Home Builders uses this gauge for future sales. So while housing demand should be negatively impacted by higher mortgage rates, the housing starts still slowed by labor shortages and material shortages. The number of houses, there's a backlog. The backlog of already sold homes that have not even been built or even started. So these homes will have to be built at some point and will count as housing starts at that time. So single family home starts, which account for the biggest share of home building, jumped 5.7% rate of 1.2 million units last month. Now that single family building increased in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the South, but actually fell in the West. Why? Probably prices. Okay? Single family building permits slipped 0.5% to a rate of 1.2 million units, and the starts for housing projects with 5 units or more, that would be like apartments, gained 0.8% to a rate of 501,000 building permits. So the building permits for this housing segment has dropped recently. But I'm going to tell you something. Here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we're seeing tract builders, national home builders, no longer taking new orders for new home builds. Why? Because many builders have a huge backlog of homes sold, just like I told you. They haven't even built what they have contracted for. They still need to build these. So some new builders are releasing new construction for sale in small batches. Now, that's only after they're in phase 5 of drywall and insulation. But the good news here is my real estate team has been able to build strong relationships with many builders, and we've had sales managers call us and let us know prior to a release. And so we can help our clients to find those properties, and I understand that many people are locked out right now. So again, no matter where you live in the nation, if you're aligning with the local expert, you can get access to some things that may not even be there. We just had a client who bought a home for $7,500 less than what everybody else was paying because we got the call direct from the sales manager. So again, the picture is not clear. It's not straightforward. On one hand, we have rising interest rates and declining affordability, and that puts downward pressure on the housing market. On the other hand, we have historically low inventory and price increases, plus rapidly rising rents. So even vacation rental income for short-term rentals is going up. This could continue to put upward pressure on the housing market, okay? Now there is good news for the consumer who can actually get a home. You know, if the United States remains in an inflationary environment, they can really be the winner because they're gaining equity every single day. Now, this data about the economy and the housing market, it's up to you to formulate your own strategy. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit on the sidelines and wait? Or are you going to watch as things keep on increasing, wishing, hoping, and listening to the boy who cried wolf and said, "Oh, Henny Penny, the sky is falling, alert, watch out, beware"? They've been saying that for years while people have been still increasing values in their homes. So for years, the affluent have used real estate to hedge against inflation, and we've got inflation. It's going to continue. That's not going to stop. If you own a home or real estate prices are doubling or raising at double-digit rates, you're a winner. One shift is the investor sentiment because it's gone above and beyond just second homes and short-term rentals and Airbnbs. We've got huge funds coming in and buying whole contract slabs of properties at a clip, so that's taking inventory out. But it's up to you to figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to navigate this super complex housing market. So I hope this information will help you to navigate. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please comment below. I appreciate you for watching these videos. If we can help you in any way, pick up the phone. We're here to help, and I hope you're having a great day. We'll see you in the next video. I'm turning this off.